Welcome back to the Journeyman save. We have more transfer business to deal with today and the beginning of our Premier League campaign in our final season of the Journeyman save here at Liverpool currently, and as will be the case for the rest of the season, our only season in the English divisions for this save. We lost the Community Shield in the last episode, so hoping to be better than that today, although we have upped the difficulty to Ultimate here as well. We did so in the RTG save. I'm going to try it in the Journeyman as well, just to see if I can kind of build up my own ability at this difficulty level with these sliders and see what the gameplay is like. And if it's unrealistic, we'll just go straight back down to Legendary again. But we are looking to sign a midfielder, as you well know, and you might well know that we have our eyes on a certain Mastantuono as well. So I'm going to look to try and get him in. He's currently valued at £52.5 million. And I've got 77 million available in my budget. So I should be able to afford him. But it's a case of whether Valencia try and get every last penny out of me. And they're not going to do that because I've offered him 55 and they've said yes. So Franco's going to come to the club. We're going to sign him. He will start at Cam. And it will mean that Noah Okafor will drop to the bench. But that is not a problem. Okafor wasn't as good when we played with him as we hoped he would be. Obviously, it's a bit harsh to judge a player on one particular appearance. I'm quite fine with anything that he wants, really. So, Mastantuono is one of the hot prospects in real life, currently down at, I want to say, River Plate in Argentina. But absolutely one of the go-tos for a number of European big boys this season in real life. We'll see what happens to him in real life as well, and he's going to keep growing, and he's going to keep growing very, very well indeed. Would go Shadow Striker, see if we can get him to improve in a goal-scoring capacity, which is obviously what we would like him to fill in the squad in terms of his role. Okafor can come off the bench. Sorry, Sam, you're going to drop, and Mastantuono is going to go in there. In fact, Bustamante can probably come off the bench. Well, actually, I think we're selling Bustamante to someone for about 4 million quid. So Bromwich and Okafor are onto the bench. We shall now go and play our first game of the Premier League season. Not anticipating any further sales, but hopefully against Forest we can get a decent start to the league campaign. Vitor Roque is going nowhere, thank you very much. Forest are pretty decent. Jonas Urbig in goal for them. Zakaria El Aoudi on the right with Milenkovic and Pau Kubasi at centre-back alongside Juan David Cabal. Ruben Neves at CDM with Chet Doucouré. Callum Hudson-Odoi still here. Mikey Moore on the left. Morgan Gibbs-White still here. And Kai Havertz leads the line for them up top. Petron player Chris Hogan on the bench alongside Jota Silva, Balogun, Elliot Anderson, Amon Babadele, Elena Kane. They've got some good players. Danilo, Panzo, Leo Roman as a backup goalkeeper. But we are at full strength. Mastantuono making his debut. Just double check that he is left-footed. Indeed he is. Ahmad out on the right-hand side now rather than at Cam. Let's hope to start the Premier League season with 3 points. Because we've played one game with this side already. And we lost it to Manchester City. Although they were particularly jammy in the goals that they scored. See ya. Ultimate or no ultimate. They still make stupid challenges like that. Lovely footwork from Ahmad. Oh, and a brilliant goal too. The defender recovered his positional sense, but wasn't able to deal with the dribbling of Ahmad, which is the case in real life a lot of the time as well. He's so tricky with the ball at his feet. Just darts inside on that left, opens up the angle, and finds the far corner. Amad Diallo makes it 1-0 Liverpool. Santuono looking for him again. Cabal with a good interception there because Ahmad was away for a second time. This could be dangerous. Morgan Gibbs-White with options here, including Mikey Moore, who shot that straight against Gabia, who gets it back again. Mohamedashvili in the way and behind it. Forest building a decent first move, but the goalkeeper comfortable enough in stopping them from scoring. I just played on Ultimate for the first time on the RTG save. I won't give you the result because it's a spoiler for tomorrow's episode. All I'll say is it was intriguing. Barella, lovely turn by Vitor Roque. Good save by the keeper on his left foot. He's not able to find the corner as I hoped he would, but the dribbling is top quality from Vitor Roque there. Been very impressed with his ability in possession and on the ball. Really, really good. Regardless, here come Forest again. But Gabi is in the way. Can we get to that with Anthony Robinson? We can. And we'll look to come away on a forward attacking move again. We'll look for Roque. We'll find him. Again, good footwork, but can't beat the defence this time. Beats the man. Out to Mastantuono. Beats the man. Good ball to Ahmad. Vitor Roque running off the shoulder of the defender. Back to Amad Diallo again. Deflected twice off each centre-back and out for a Liverpool corner. Barella delivers a ball. It's decent. Hjulman's up. Kubasi gets to it. And can we win that header? Quite know how it got that power and that direction on it from that particular situation, but it did. And Mastantuono on debut doesn't score a goal because Milenkovic is in the way again, and not for the first time today, and I'm sure at this current rate not the last time either. This little 1-2 there, but Zanotti gets a toe to it, and we will hold our 1-0 lead until half-time. Thank you. Zanotti in the way. Hey, a little bit of heavy touch. Great footwork though to get it back under control. Hjulman forward to Mastantuono. Seems to drift a lot. I don't have him set to half-winger, but it feels like he's set to half-winger. Looking for Vitor Roque in behind. Great electric pace to get in. And at the near post! Ubig makes the stop. Zaire-Emery. Some players are just too quick sometimes. You look to accelerate into a gap, and you go into the gap, past the gap, and straight into a defender. And Kai Havertz is shooting like Kai Havertz tends to shoot at this particular moment in time anyway. Mastantuono, yeah, he keeps running into this sort of pocket position. Diallo, good footwork again. Vitor Roque, Mastantuono, wide. Good chance, well made, but not well finished. Vitor Roque is so good. Ahmad, Hjulman, to Barella. Barella from here. Oh, a lot of deflections in this game against Forest, I'm finding. See Hjulman there. Ahmad's here, little flick. Vitor Roque, Milenkovic is in the way. Milenkovic has been very, very good for Nottingham Forest today. Really solid. Definitely helping keep the scoreline at just the 1. But it is still the 1. And we are still headed towards... Jesus Christ, challenge from Doucouré. We are still headed towards a victory on Premier League opening day. Although Elena Kane and Morgan Gibbs-White are trying to do something about it and failing to do so. Mikey Moore. Nice turn. This is dangerous. Oh, bugger. I read the ball. I intercepted it. I just got it nabbed straight back off me. Morgan Gibbs-White makes it 1-1. Read the square and... That's just classic FC 25, isn't it? Tackle or get the ball under control, and before you can do anything else with the controller, like that, you've lost it again. The AI just take it off you and run away. As if the pass was meant for them the whole bloody time. Well, looks like we might not get a win on Premier League opening day. It's 1-1 here at Anfield against Nottingham Forest. George Lenkena loses possession. Here's Lennon Miller now. Looking to break down the line and find Ahmad, but Cabal has somehow managed to get a big toe to that. It's more likely to be 2-1 Forest than it is 2-1 Liverpool at the moment. Christ, good save, Mamadishvili. Vital, very, very important. Neves to take the corner. You expect a decent delivery. Would they get one? It's deflected straight to Mamadishvili, and I've not got enough time to get out of the pitch, so I'm just going to stand here. A 1-1 draw against Forest. Wolves were actually pretty decent, you know. Diant Ramay in goal, Yelert, Van den Bosch, Totti and Mitchell, Joao Gomez and Jedson Fernandez behind an 85 rated Pulisic, Gabby Martinelli, Mateus Cunha still here, imminently going to Real Madrid, to Manchester United in real life, and Dusan Vlahovic, who I think is actually a new signing for them up top in this save, starts at striker. Options on the bench of an 84 rated Jonathan Burkhardt, kind of the only go-tos of any real proper quality, but still some decent players there. We made one change with Ahmad coming out of the starting lineup due to fatigue for the man on the far side, whose name I forget for the time being. It's Ribeiro. Pulisic. Oh, all right, Christian, chill. Cunha. Cunha still. Good block. Hjulman. Mastantuono, little touch to Barella. And space here, actually, for Guilherme. And around the corner to Vitor Roque, who buries. We took the lead against Forest. We've taken the lead against Wolves. Hopefully this time we can hold on to it. Nicely back. Hillman again. Mastantuono. And Ribeiro. And Ribeiro still. And Ribeiro still. Oh! And nearly a second goal for us. Great run. Martinelli. Well in Zanotti. Well in Mateus Cunha. Flavic, save it. Well held. Worth a go though. Opened up for him. Just let fly. Mamadishvili with a quick punt out wide, looking for and finding. Oh my God, finding Luis Guilherme, who has done more than I've ever seen anybody do in terms of trying to hold on to possession there and get the ball down. And I asked for a first-time shot from Ribeiro and just couldn't quite get it. It was brilliantly built, but poorly in the end. Finished off all of the excellent build-up, 99% of the job done, but no shot on the end of it. We couldn't find a second goal against Forest. It cost us at the end of the game. I hope that isn't the case here against Wolves as well. Corner for them and cleared, half cleared away, and now we'll get a goal kick. Mastantuono again. Vitor, oh, the way he takes the ball in his stride, they're so good. Quickly forward though for Wolves, and out wide here to Christian Pulisic, who is in and beyond me and doesn't score. Mamadishvili positions himself absolutely perfectly to keep the ball under Liverpool's control. Luis Guilherme now looking to get away. I've got two options in the middle, Mastantuono and Vitor Roque. Here those Barella. There's Hillman looking for Ribeiro, who spun well and on his favoured right. Draws the save out of Ramai. Mateus Cunha going off for them. Not sure who it is that's coming on. It's Jonathan Burkhardt. It's Ribeiro again. It's blocked well. We get to that to keep it in. We can. Flamingo's not the man you want there. You don't want a centre-back trying to work space and create something magical on the edge of the box. It's just not going to happen. Hillman looking for Mastantuono. Takes in his stride well. Mastantuono cannot shoot on his right foot, it seems. Hillman up to the fullback. Forward to the winger. The defender didn't come with Ribeiro there. Has allowed me a little bit of extra wiggling room here. Looking for Vitor Roque. Toti's in the way. Getting one goal in games seems to not be a problem. Getting more than one goal in games seems to be a bit of a problem. But if we can keep the clean sheet, which we'll probably now lose, then it won't be as much of a problem. Guilherme into Hillman. Jesus, how's that for a challenge? He's flown at me there. Dusan Vlahovic with many an option here. Flamingo trying to deal with it. Martinelli dinks it in towards the middle. And Theo Robinson. No, it's Theo Robinson, isn't it? Gets to it first. Oh, it's not Theo, though, is it? Is Martinelli. And Robinson's trying to get there again and has done. And Mamadishvili will come and collect. And with 6 minutes to go, it should be Liverpool 1, Wolves 0 till the end. Looking for Vitor Roque. And finding Vitor Roque. And is this the second goal to finish this off, please? Yes, it is. Vitor Roque makes it 2, and we will have the win at Molineux. Thank you very much indeed. Lennon Miller to Barella. Yoicks. Closed me down very quickly there, but we've been able to deal with it. Amad Diallo's another player with excellent close control. Okafor's actually come on here. Up top for Vitor Roque now. And he might get himself an assist. Amad is in for surely a third. Game over. Game done and ole dusted. Amad Diallo makes it 3. We might be in with a chance of winning some silverware here at Liverpool, which we would very much love to do in the final season of this save. Vamos. Transfer deadline day on the way. PSG have seen the form of Vitor Roque and decided they want to actually offer me a swap deal of Rooney Bargi plus a small amount of money, 21.6 million. We're going to say no. Vitor Roque is... I expected him to be one of the worst people in the front line that we have. And it turns out so far, he's been stunningly the best player we could possibly have had in that front line. Brighton at home on deadline day. Interest in some Patreon players and then lots of league games rescheduled for, of course, the Champions League. which is why you guys wanted me to come to Liverpool and not Manchester United. It's Bologna in the league phase for us. Holy moly! It's Bayer Leverkusen and Real Madrid as well. What? No! This has to be unfair. How have I got this sort of... What? Bayer Leverkusen, Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain and Barcelona. That's such a difficult Champions League group phase. Bologna as well. Sporting, Frankfurt and AEK Athens. Well, we have to make sure, we have to guarantee we win the other four, because the big four are disgustingly difficult. That's unreal. We're third in the Premier League after 2 games. I'm not sure if there's anyone else that's only played 1 yet. No. Third in the Premier League after 2 games. But only 2 teams have kept up a 100% record. And that's Bournemouth and Newcastle, who actually have played a game more now. And they've played a 3rd fixture against our most recent opponent, Wolves there. We now actually, to be fair, play here on deadline day against Brighton, which we will be simulating. In fact, let me just make that move that we made in the last game mid-game. Let me just do it permanently here and change Mastantuono from a playmaker, if I can actually switch to him, to a shadow striker. That's what I'd like to do. We will also now change his training accordingly, his development plan. That's the wrong tab, Ches. To ensure that we can train him there and give him that playstyle, not playstyle, the kind of positional plus there. Where are you, sir? Oh, we are actually training him as a shadow striker already. Well done, past Ches, for doing that. That was very good indeed. Right, let's sim this game against Brighton then. They're 17th, so, I mean, on form, should be a dub. And it is. Vitor Roque with 2, and Mastantuono in that shadow striker role with a 6th minute goal to start us off. Good. Right, what's happening? Well, Brighton just lost to us, but they apparently might be signing Zaire-Emery, which would be a ridiculous signing for them. So far on deadline day, Asugo's the biggest move from Sporting to Ajax, but I'm sure there's going to be more. Owen Sanders moves from Toulouse to Hamburg. That's a Patreon player making a sizable move on deadline day. Bologna, one of our opponents up and coming for the Champions League, so I'm absolutely not going to sell my centre-back there. Thank you very much. Is that Zaire-Emery going? Yes, it is. Zaire-Emery comes to the Premier League for £125 million to the team that are basically bottom of the Premier League. We're going to reject that, thank you. We're going to reject that, thank you. And you can probably guess what's going to happen with the other 2 bids that have come in as well. 70 million they've bid for Mamadishvili. But it's going to be very hard to replace Mamadishvili with anyone of any real quality with any sort of fee. Mika Götze has gone to Brentford from Las Palmas. West Ham have now bid for Gabby, who's had so many bids for him in this window so far. And we are rejecting them all. Any more big moves going through? Ubanski has now moved from Bologna to Werder Bremen. We're still getting bids for our players. Such a sought-after squad here at Liverpool. But like I say, I'm not going to be accepting any more bids in this window. I'm happy in January if there's anyone that we decide that we're not clicking with, or we start to be a little bit more realistic with the bids that we're accepting and or rejecting. But at this moment in time, we've changed the squad enough, I think, here at Liverpool for our first transfer window. And so far, so good in the Premier League as well. So we will be continually rejecting bids, even though it's a lot of swap deals, actually. I'm very, very surprised to see quite so many swap deals. They're not quite so frequent in the RTG save, but they're quite popular here. Transfer deadline day coming to a close then. The biggest deal, all told, for the day was Zaire-Emery to Brighton for £125.2 million. But we'll give you a full transfer window roundup to see if that was the biggest deal of the whole window. And I imagine it isn't going to be the case. It tends to, of course, as is always the case, you get bids after the transfer window closes by a minute. Well done, game. Hopefully moving forward they'll be able to fix that for future iterations, though it has been it's been a feature for a number of years. Right, so biggest deals in the window. It was the biggest deal all told in the window. Vitinha to the Premier League as well, 107.3. Thomas Simon from Ajax to Bayern. Who is he? I don't know who Thomas Simon is. Centre mid Cam, Dutch. Frankie de Jong, regen, maybe. Victor Boniface to Napoli from Bayer Leverkusen. Victor Osimhen from Napoli to Barcelona. So Boniface ousts Osimhen as the go-to striker at the Naples outfit. Fede Valverde moves to Aston Villa in this save. Xavi Carmona, I think Fede Valverde's moved to Aston Villa in the RTG as well. Xavi Carmona to Bayern. Xavi Carmona, a right back, Spanish right back. You only can think of Danny Carvajal in that instance. Vlahovic is a new signing at Wolves, as we suspected. Bischoff to Betis. Antonio Silva to Villa, who've had a very good window. Karim Konate leaves the Premier League. Yang Min Hyuk comes to the Premier League. He was a player we thought about signing in this save and didn't. £73.2 million. Leao just wipes the floor with me in Frankfurt with Leipzig. I am very surprised they've sold him, especially for only £72.5 million. If I'd known he was available, I might have signed him. Johan Bakayoko to PSG. Artur Vermeeren moves within the Premier League. Mika Götze, as we saw, moves to Brentford. Nicolo Ravella to Inter Milan and leaving the Premier League. Any more to the Prems? Wilminter within. Eddie Militao leaves the Prem. Cherky's leaving Lyon in real life, and I'm very intrigued to see where he ends up, actually. Lucas Beraldo joins Ipswich from Paris Saint-Germain for £56.9 million. And it's most of the big deals done now. Lewis Miley, for some reason, always excels with his finishing. He's got 99 finishing, I think, in the RTG as an 86 rated player, which is just absolutely disgusting. And he's good enough here as well. Look, plenty of 90 rated stats. Well, that's all she wrote for the transfer window there. With regards to Patreon players, by all means, do let me know if you want to have a look at your stats in closer detail by coming and joining me on stream. But you can see your players' stats in closer detail here. Nowhere near as much growth in this save as there was in the RTG at the equivalent spot. Everybody was early 80s by this point in the RTG, and you're still only mid to late 70s here. The majority of the players that are in the 80s are actually players that I've got on my shortlist from other clubs that aren't Patreon players. They were regens of other real-life players that we were looking at. But some of you are in the 80s, as you can see, and strikers do tend to grow quicker than those in other positions, which is a shame, really, because it means that almost everybody chooses to be, well, not almost everybody, but a large portion of people choose to be strikers. And I do love it when people are a bit more unique with their positional sets. But regardless, that's all for this episode. I'll just quickly scroll through and see if there are any deals amongst those of you that... Urian Timber did move to Rome. Any deals with those of you from the Patreon as well? I do need to update the spreadsheet. Aidan turns down a bid, or Everton turned down a bid from Columbus Crew to go to MLS from Everton. And it looks like, actually, there's not going to be anything. Oh, Arch Dillon has left Newcastle to go to Al Nassr. That's one transfer deal. Courtney Thompson's gone to Palermo on loan. A quick scroll further through, see if there are any other deals. Hamburg, as we saw, actually, for Owen Sanders. And then, as we finish here, that is all she wrote. Yeller, continually the highest rated at 89, because he kind of broke a little bit, didn't he? Right, that is going to be all for me for this particular episode of the Journeyman. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the save. I'd appreciate it if you could drop the video a like if you are. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel to make sure you don't miss out on the remainder of this season, or of course the F125 content when it comes to replace this save. Alternatively, if you continue to want FC25 content, then the RTG with Bradford will continue itself on the main channel, so you'll find a link to that in the description. That's all from me for this one, though, YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.